mara kumutu bacharuko. Ulikubala sina la ufumu la kusirwa. Kwani mwana wako wachalika poro wachalimuska. Kabu wantu nduwuli la kukutokera mbanani. Iwe ulikupika kunani vyakulelera vana wako. Onde mchiwayo tasipulika sikupama. Masinyama kukutaura kukuswelera yamiko. Kilembero.
Over to you, Danny.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome and thank you for taking time out to join us for this webinar. I'm just coming in with the house rules before I pass it over to Bradley. We ask that this engagement be as participatory as possible. We also ask that it be respectful. This is a safe space and we would like to keep it that way. The mics and videos have been turned off for safety and security reasons. However, if you would like to raise a point or an urgent matter, you are welcome to raise your hands or put it in the chat. We will also be Zoom recording this for record keeping and reporting purposes. Another option is that we are going live on our social media platforms, mainly Facebook. So if you have people who would like to join but were not to register on time, please guide them over to our social media or Facebook page, which is Southern Africa Litigation Center. My name is Daniel Dikashu. I'm with the Southern Africa Litigation Center in Joburg. And welcome to this webinar. I'll hand it over to Bradley to do the overview and introduce our panelists. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you. I had actually asked a colleague of mine, Tawera, to just ask, how do I say hello and welcome everyone in Chichewa? And I forgot. But she just told me two minutes ago. But yeah, I would just like to welcome everyone to this webinar, and thank you also to ArtGlow, to CREA and the Malawi Human Rights Commission for this collaboration, which we feel is very crucial also, especially in our line of work. The focus of this webinar is really to learn a lot from the Malawi Human Rights Commission and from our colleagues also at CREA and ArtGlow on how we can file cases with the commission, what do we need to look out for, and how do we engage with them, how can we just ensure that human rights violations are documented and are recorded with the commission, and there is redress that also follows. Before I just give a quick background on why we are doing this webinar, I'd also just like to welcome our colleagues from the Malawi Human Rights Commission, from ArtGlow and from CREA as well, and also all the participants, everyone who took our time to register and to join us this morning. So just welcome everyone. Mulibwanj. Yes, I got it. So I would like to introduce CREA Executive Director, Mr. Victor Mhangu, to just give us some welcome remarks and setting the scene for us. Over to you, Abwana.
Yeah, thank you, Bradley. Thank you all, people from the Malawi Human Rights Commission, and also ArtGlow and all other participants. My name is Victor Chagunyuga Mhangu from CREA. I work as the Executive Director, and we work hand in hand with the Malawi Human Rights Commission, and also we partner with SAG in so many of the program that we are doing. Yeah, let me just thank you for participating in this webinar. It is our pleasure that we are having you around here discussing this very important topic. You know, when we are talking of a complaint mechanism, it is a very essential tool mainly for organizations that provide service to the vulnerable groups. That's why I guess we are here with the Malawi Human Rights Commission. So our hope is that we are discussing this issue, and we are hoping that we are all going to take part. We are going to participate. We are going to put energy into this discussion, and mostly we want your full participation. We are all learning from each other. Let's be active. Let's show that I think we have passion in this work. So I don't want to waste much of your time, but just to thank you for participating, and I wish you a fruitful engagement. Thank you. Brother, over to you.
Thank you very much, Habwana. I think our network in the South office might be a bit wonky, but apologies for that in advance, and I hope everyone can still hear us. And while still on that, I'll just quickly give us a brief background on why SALC, CREA, and ArtGlow, in collaboration with the Malawi Human Rights Commission, have decided to carry out this webinar, because since 2004, SALC and our partners in Malawi have carried out a campaign that we used to address hate speech and hate crimes in our communities, that especially targeted vulnerable and marginalized communities. And we've seen in several examples also, especially from the court and case studies, that a lot of our countries in the Southern Africa region don't have explicit laws that address hate speech, but we do have pieces of legislation that we as activists, human rights defenders, CSOs can use to address hate speech, hate crimes, and other forms of violations also. And even within that, there are human rights institutions that are there or that have been set up for us as communities to approach to approach and to help us in addressing various kinds of human rights violations. And as such, we also saw the need also to reach out to the Malawi Human Rights Commission, and they were more than willing to collaborate and to come join us today to also just take us through on what is the objective of the commission, how do they operate, but most importantly also how us as activists, individuals, organizations, and within our various fields of work and identities can file cases of human rights violations with the commission and so forth. And for that, we have Mr. Victor Kimwa from the commission, who will be taking us through that. Following that, we'll also just briefly hear from ArtGlow and from CREA, just on their experiences on how they have worked with the Human Rights Commission and cases that they have filed, what the outcomes have been. And this is also just to also see that indeed there are also other organizations that we can also approach that can also link us to the Human Rights Commission. And we also have a part later where we will have comments, questions. So if you do have questions that are coming up, please also just put them in the chat box, or you can later on just raise your hand, and then my colleagues will unmute you so that you can also share your thoughts. But without wasting any further time, I would like to welcome our colleagues at the Human Rights Commission to kick us off. Mr. Victor, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so unfortunately, I will not use the video because of the network problems here. Because if I use the video, then you may not be able to hear me clearly. So
no problem.
Apologies for that. That you may not be able to see me. So let me share the presentation. Are you able to
Yes.
see it? Are you able to see
Yes,
it?
we're able to
Ah,
see the first slides. Yeah, maybe you can make
okay.
it full
Okay.
screen. Yes.
Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. So first of all, on behalf of the Malawi Human Rights Commission, I would like to thank you, Bradley, through SAG, for organizing this webinar. For us at the Malawi Human Rights Commission, we take this as an opportunity to raise awareness on how the public can access our services. We are a public institution, and we have to be accessed by the public. And for us to have such kind of intervention, in collaboration with SAG, we take it as don't take it as we take it as an opportunity to raise awareness to the public so that they're able to use and access our services. So as requested, I will take you through the presentation, which is titled Filing Complaints with the Human Rights Commission. So basically what I will do is inform you how we handle complaints at the Malawi Human Rights Commission, so that everyone who listens to this presentation will be able to, when they have a case that they're supposed to raise with us, to file with us, they'll be able to do that without any problems. Yeah, so in terms of the presentation outline, maybe before I go to that, I am joined by my colleague, Chance Kalorokesia, who is the Deputy Director for Civil and Political Rights. So we'll be doing this together. I will present, then if there are questions pertaining to the presentation, and then Chance and I will be able to tackle those questions. So in terms of the presentation outline, I'll talk about the mandate of the Commission, the background to the complaints handling manual, which we developed to facilitate complaints handling. Then I'll also go through the contents of the manual, procedures for handling complaints, then how do we conduct investigations after getting complaints from the public. Then we also look at the closure of files, because after investigations and the finishing of investigations, writing a report, at the end of the day, we have to close the file that we opened. And finally, we look at the remedies. What remedies are available for complainants? Yeah, so in terms of mandate of the Commission, the Commission derives its mandate from Section 129 of the Constitution, which basically establishes the Human Rights Commission. This section gives the Commission a primary function, of which is to protect and investigate human rights violations accorded by the Constitution and any other law. So the Commission was established under Section 129, and with the primary function of protecting and investigating violations of human rights that are the rights that are accorded by the Constitution and any other law. Then under Section 12 of the Human Rights Commission Act, so we have, apart from the Constitution, we have the Human Rights Commission Act, which basically operationalizes the work of the Commission. So under the Human Rights Commission Act, Section 12, the Commission shall be competent in every respect and powers to protect and promote human rights in Malawi in the broadest sense possible, and to investigate violations of human rights on its own motion or upon receiving complaints from any person, class of persons, or body. Yeah, so that's our mandate under the Human Rights Commission Act and the establishing Section 129. Then I'll go to the complaints handling manual. So as a commission, for us to ensure that there is the proper handling of complaints, we developed a step-by-step manual on the complaints handling. So this basically is our Bible in terms of handling complaints. So the document was the last reviewed revised in 2012, just before the adoption of the thematic structure of the commission. You may be aware that our commission is established in terms of, is organized in terms of thematic directorates. So we have 5 thematic directorates based on the 5 thematic human rights that are there. So the document was as I've said, was the revised in 2012, just before the adoption of this thematic structure of the commission. In terms of the content of the manual, first we have the entry point. So how do those who want to file their complaints with the commission, what's the starting point? So the entry point talks about that. Then secondly, we have who can complain to the commission. So we are elaborating on who else is able to file complaints with the commission. And then we look at the acceptance of a complaint by the commission. So what processes does the commission undertake in order to accept a complaint for investigation and for further determination? Then we also look at the form and contents of a complaint. So how should a complaint look like? Procedures for dealing with complaints, investigations, modes of complaint resolution, then finally closure of the file. Yeah, so in terms of entry point, we're saying that the registration of complaints by complaints intake officer. So we have a complaint intake officer who we normally refer to as a reporter at the commission. So this is the first point of call when someone wants to file a complaint with the commission. Yeah. So if someone wants to file a complaint with the commission, the first point of call is the complaints intake officer, who, as I've said, we refer to as a reporter at the commission. Then after filing the complaint, after the complaints intake officer has received the complaint, he or she files the complaint. Then after that, that complaint is submitted to the complaints handling committee for screening and allocation to relevant directorate. So we have a dedicated complaints handling committee, which sits down to screen and allocate cases to relevant directorates based on the what I said earlier on the thematic directorates. So we have thematic directorates. So for example, if we have a case that deals with the violations of rights of the child, so that case will be, after screening, will be allocated to the child rights directorate. If we have a case that maybe deals with the gender issues, then that kind of case will be referred to the Gender and Women Rights Directorate. Yeah, so after filing, then the complaints intake officer submits that complaint to the complaints handling committee that does the screening and allocation of the case to relevant directorates. Then we are supposed to give feedback to the complainant within 14 days through the office of the executive secretary. So after getting a complaint, the complainant must be given feedback within 14 days, and that feedback goes to the complainant through the office of the executive secretary. So, however, complaints that require immediate action shall be dealt with immediately without going through the process of the complaints handling committee. So we sometimes have cases that we not where we will not have that luxury of saying, okay, we have to screen and follow the relevant processes. So if you have an emergency case, then that case doesn't have to follow that lengthy process, but it has to be dealt with immediately without going through the complaints handling committee. As regards to who can complain to the commission, so here is the an outline of those who are who have the liberty to complain to file complaints with the commission. So first, we're saying individuals, including children, can file the complaint with the commission. Groups of individuals, so we can have group cases. So if a community has a group case which they feel that they can file with the commission, they can file that with the commission as a group. Legal practitioners also have the opportunity to file cases with the commission. Representatives of victims of alleged human rights violation can also file on behalf of the victims. Third parties can also file on behalf of the victims. Non-government organizations can also file cases with the commission. Professional associations can also file cases with the commission, and other representative organizations, including human rights defenders who we are talking about here. So they can also file cases with the Human Rights Commission. So pretty much everybody who has a human rights issue that they feel needs the attention of the commission can file their case with the commission. So after getting the complaint, what does the commission do in terms of acceptance of a complaint? So the period between the alleged violation and the lodging of the complaint shall not exceed 36 months. So what we're saying is those who have complaints and want to file their complaints with the commission should do so within 36 months. So which is basically 3 years. So within 3 years, they're supposed to file their complaints with the commission. Where the limitation period has expired, so it could be possible that maybe someone has just discovered that they are supposed to file their complaint with the commission, but now it's outside the 36 months. They may request permission from the chairperson of the commission to complain out of time using the MHRC form. So we have forms that we have developed and attached to the complaints handling manual. And one of the forms is the MHRC Form 1. So this one is used for submitting or filing the complaint out of time. So out of the 36 months. Instances when the MHRC may not act on a complaint. So you may file your complaint with the commission, but the commission may decide not to act on your complaint. But there are now instances where the commission can do that. First is when the complaint does not fall within the jurisdiction of the commission. So sometimes we get complaints that do not fall within our jurisdiction. For example, we may get a case that maybe pertains to corruption. But now we know that in Malawi we have the Anti-Corruption Bureau, which has been put in place to deal with the issues of corruption. So if we get a complaint that doesn't fall within our jurisdiction, we not tackle that complaint and instead refer that case to the relevant authorities. Secondly, when the person aggrieved by the alleged violation does not desire that the inquiry be held or continued. So we have had instances where someone has lodged a complaint, but when we commence investigations, then we have what we call hostile witnesses. We have hostile witnesses or hostile complainant. So we have examples, for example, where more especially cases pertaining to sexual harassment. We have had a lot of cases pertaining to sexual harassment. So someone has come to the commission to complain about sexual harassment, But when we commence investigations, they tend to shy away. Say, I know, I'm no longer interested in the case. Maybe for whatever reasons they do that. So if you press them on, they become hostile. So when that happens, the commission cannot act on the complaint. Thirdly, when the complaint was lodged anonymously, unless the commission has established sufficient grounds to proceed with the inquiries. So we have had instances where people have lodged complaints anonymously. So sometimes we don't act on such kind of complaints. However, if we have seen that we have established sufficient grounds to proceed with the inquiry, we do so. So we're not saying that people should not lodge complaints anonymously, but they may do that. But what is desirous of us is that at least we should know who is the complaining. But again, as I've said, you may complain anonymously, but if we see sufficient grounds to proceed with that case, we still take it up because we also respect the right to privacy. When the complaint is couched in a language that is abusive, insulting, rude, or disparaging. So if a complaint comes to our attention and it is couched in a language that is abusive, insulting, rude, or disparaging, we sometimes don't act on such kind of complaints because we feel like they're not appropriate to be dealt with. Then the complaint is based on hearsay, rumor, or reports disseminated through mass or social media. So sometimes we've had complaints that have come to our attention, which are based on hearsay, rumor, or just reports disseminated through mass media or social media. So we sometimes don't act on such kind of cases. However, provided that the commission shall on its own volition conduct an inquiry to verify any violation of a fundamental right that is reported in the mass media. So we don't throw away the case willy-nilly. So we try as much as possible to say, okay, this case has been reported to us through social media or mass media. So we don't throw the case away immediately, but we take steps to verify, to make an inquiry in order to verify any violation of fundamental rights that has been reported through that way. Also, where it is the subject of scrutiny of a court of law or any statutory body. So we have had instances where we have had cases that have been reported to us, but they are also in court, or they are also under the attention of other statutory bodies. So as a commission, we have advised the complainants to say, okay, those cases we may not take them up because they are already being looked into by appropriate bodies. The commission is of the opinion that the complaint is lacking in substance. So if we determine that the complaint is lacking in substance, we don't take up that case. Where some other remedy has been sought in relation to the subject matter of the complaint and the commission is of the opinion that such remedy is sufficient, we also don't take up that matter. When the commission is of the view that the subject matter of the complaint will be more effectively or expeditiously dealt with by another authority, we also don't take up those cases because we know that there are other competent bodies to deal with those cases more effectively. When where the complainant has available other remedies or channels of complaint that could reasonably be expected to use. So we have had instances where a complaint has come to us, but we feel that instead of coming to us, they have other available remedies or channels that they can use to raise their case. So we advise them to go that route. The Commission is satisfied that the alleged violation is not consistent with or contrary to any human right. Yeah, so we also don't take up those cases where the Commission makes a referral to another institution. Yeah, so we have had instances where a case has come to us and we have seen that for whatever reason, we cannot take it up and we have referred it to another institution. So we don't deal with that one because it has been referred already to an appropriate institution. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, fine. I'm failing to move my slides. Okay, thank you.
Yes, it moved. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, format for lodging complaints. So a complaint can be presented to the Commission orally. So we get complaints from those that have issues with orally, or they can lodge their complaints in writing or other format, or they can use other formats. For example, we have a website which we will share later, and then we also have a hotline. That's the hotline that we use as a commission for people to lodge their complaints. So we have that number that is a dedicated number for reporting or for filing of cases. So a complaint shall at the minimum contain the following details. So at least we have a standard to which all the complaints must conform. So a complaint shall at a minimum contain the following details. So name of the complainant or victim. So we should know who is complaining or who is the victim. Contact details of those that are complaining. So the sex, age, marital status of those that are complaining, and details of the respondents. So who are they complaining against? So we should know who is the respondent, and also give us, if they have the contact details of the respondent, the sex of the respondent, age, marital status of the respondent, they can provide that. Details of the alleged violation. So yeah, so they should detail what is the alleged violation that they want the commission to help with. Place where the violation took place. So we need those kind of directions. Where did the violation take place? They should also tell us what relief are they looking for from the commission. So relief being sought from the commission. So they should say, okay, this is the case, and we expect you as a commission to help us in ABCD. So the relief that they are seeking should be clearly stated. Details of any institution that has previously handled the matter. So they should be very clear when they're coming to file the case with us. If they have before coming to us, they have ever gone to another institution to get redress on their matter. Procedures for dealing with the complaint. So all complaints shall be forwarded to the complaints handling committee through the complaints intake officer, as I said earlier on. However, a complaint may be submitted directly to a commissioner or any other officer who shall provide the complaints intake officer with the relevant details to enable the complaints intake officer to duly record and register the complaint. So it is very important that all cases at the commission should be recorded. So no matter how that case has been reported, so but at the end of the day, it has to be registered with the commission. So someone may come to me and tell me about their case, or they may meet a commissioner and tell them about their case. But eventually, those that have gotten that case should submit that case to the complaints intake officer for recording purposes and registration purposes. Complicated cases may involve more commissioners than only a commissioner from the director. So we may have some cases that are very complicated and they may not be dealt with one directorate. So more commissioners from various directors may be involved or may come on board to tackle that case. Step-by-step procedures. So filing of the complaint includes dating and stamping. So when you file a case with us, we are supposed to date it and stamp it. We also have to acknowledge the complaint, as we said earlier on, that within 14 days we have to do that, to acknowledge receipt of the complaint. Record the complaint in the register. I said that again, it's very important that all cases are registered for record purposes. In all cases, the complaints intake officer shall ensure that each complainant completes a complaints registration form and that the complaint is duly recorded in the register. The complaint intake officer shall fill out the complaint registration form and record the details of the complaint and read the complaint as recorded to the complainant for signing or thumb printing. So this is for those that have come in person to file their cases with the commission shall do that. But those that do orally and they write, sometimes we just record and register their cases in the registration book. Upon receipt of the complaint, the complaints handling committee shall make a preliminary assessment of the complaint. So the committee shall make a determination regarding whether to accept or reject that complaint based on the things that I outlined earlier on. The need for immediate intervention. So whether that case needs immediate intervention and not follow maybe that lengthy process, and any other matter that may arise from the complaint. So the complaints handling committee shall make that determination based on those issues. Where the committee is of the opinion that there is a prima facie violation of human rights, the committee may make a recommendation for investigation to the appropriate directorate. So after screening the case and the committee feels that there is a prima facie violation of human rights, so it may make a recommendation for investigation to the appropriate directorate. Invite complainants to provide further information and clarification. Make any other appropriate recommendation as the complaint may demand. Yeah. So where the complaint necessitates immediate legal intervention, the committee may request the appropriate directorate to prepare a legal opinion and present the same for the consideration of the commission through the executive secretary. So where we feel that there is a need for a legal intervention, we have lawyers in the commission who prepare legal opinions on the cases that need that. So once that legal opinion is done, it is presented to the commission for consideration through the executive secretary. So all cases shall be screened within a period of 5 days. So once we get a case, within 5 days, it has to be screened and the proper action taken. Feedback to the complainant to be provided within 14 days using a standard letter MHRC Form 1. So again, we have another that's form that is used for giving feedback to the complainant. Yeah. So as I said earlier on, that when the committee feels that an investigation has to take place on the case that has been filed with the commission, so what we do is we come up with an investigation plan. So we don't just go out without sitting down and laying out how we shall proceed with that case. So we sit down and write an investigation plan. So how does an investigation plan look like? So where there is need for an investigation, a directorate will prepare an investigation plan which contains at least a minimum, a summary of the complaint. So the plan should summarize the complaint, then look at the human rights issues that arise from that case. So what are the human rights issues that are at stake in that case? The objectives of the investigation. So when the officers are going out, what objectives are they trying to achieve while investigating that case? The methodology of the investigation. So we have to outline how we are going to investigate that case. What method are we going to use to get down to that case? Then what do we expect from that investigation? And we also come up with a budget, because we may not go out without resources. So we also outline what kind of resources are we going to require in order to effectively investigate that case. The director to submit investigation plan to the commission through the ES seeking authority to investigate. So once we come up with the plan, it is submitted by the director to the commission through the executive secretary to seek authority to investigate that case. The director may request for involvement of external experts if so required. So some cases may need the external experts. Maybe we may not have maybe the expertise within the commission, so we may need someone from outside the commission, and the director may request for the involvement of those experts. Authorization to investigate to be made in writing by the commission or ES. So we have to get authorization from the commission or ES to say, okay, go ahead and investigate that case. Investigators to be protected from undue influence once investigations have commenced. So it is desirous that all investigators are protected from undue influence once they commence the investigation. Investigation report to be prepared at the end of the exercise. So once the case has been investigated exhaustively, then at the end of the day, we're supposed to prepare a report and submit that report accordingly. A legal opinion might be prepared if such need arises, and the executive secretary to formally write parties to the case after completion and approval of investigation report by the commission. So once we have finished the investigation and come up with the report, the executive secretary is supposed to formally write the parties to the case so that they know that the case has been investigated and a report has been crafted. Closure of files. So after exhaustively investigating the case and writing the report, the commission must, at the end of the day, close that file. So how does that like? So a file may not be closed unless the commission has conclusively dealt with the matter by the conclusion of the investigation or the implementation of the recommendations. Yeah, so we may not close a file unless the case has been exhaustively or conclusively concluded. So the investigation has to be conclusive. And again, if the investigation report made recommendations to be made by several agencies, then we may not close the case unless the implementation of those recommendations has taken place. So what we do is we follow up. Once we write a case, once we write a report and we have made recommendations, we follow up on those recommendations to ensure that they have been implemented. And after everything has been implemented, that's when you can close the file. So the responsible director will prepare the report to the commission with recommendations for closure of file. Then the commission may authorize closing of file or consider other options. Where the commission grants authority to close a file, the file shall be forwarded to the Directorate for processing, and the Directorate shall communicate to the decision to close the file to all parties involved in the matter. In the closing letter, the Commission shall clearly state that the parties to the complaint are free to seek a review of its decisions if they are not satisfied with the decision of the Commission. So we may have concluded any investigations and written reports, made recommendations, and closed the file, but we still give the complainants freedom to seek review of our decision. So they can seek a review of our decision anyway. After a period of 21 days from the date of dispatching the closing letter, a file shall be closed. So once we dispatch a closing letter, then after 21 days have elapsed, then we are going to close the file. Remedies, as prescribed in the Section 22 of the Human Rights Commission Act, upon hearing complaints brought before it or based upon any investigation, the Commission shall seek an amicable settlement through conciliation or transmit a complaint, petition, or any other matter to any other competent authority. The Commission shall also make recommendations to the competent authority proposing amendments or reforms of the laws, regulations, or administrative provisions or practices if the Commission has identified such laws, regulations, or administrative provisions to have created the difficulties or hardships encountered by the persons who brought the complaints or petitions. Yeah, so in our report, we may have maybe found out that maybe there were problems with the laws, regulations, administrative provisions, or practices. So if we do that, then we make recommendations to competent authorities proposing amendments of such kind of laws, practices, provisions, so that at the end of the day, people do not find problems with the such kind of provisions or practices or laws. The Commission shall also recommend to the relevant authority the prosecution of any person found to have violated human rights or the taking of any other action as it deems appropriate. So in our investigation, if we find that there's need for someone to be prosecuted, so we make that recommendation to relevant authorities, proposing prosecution of those that we feel have played a part in violating human rights, and they need that kind of intervention. Finally, we are also asked if to look at if is social media posts credible evidence in filing human rights violation or complaint. Yeah, so we are saying that social media posts are tricky when it comes to credibility in human rights violations. However, we have seen that recently in the Malawi courts, they have begun accepting digital evidence, including social media posts, but with conditions. So as regards the Commission, as I said earlier on, we do not completely forsake complaints that have emanated from social media. So what we do is we try as much as possible to prove to authentication of those cases. And again, we need authentication from the person that have brought that case to prove that what they have brought to us is genuine and not tampered with. Yeah, and again, on our part, we also look at the relevance and the credibility of those posts. So we scrutinize the credibility and relevance of those posts. So what we look at is, was it from a credible source? Is it consistent with maybe the other evidence that we have gotten? Yeah, so we necessarily do not discard complaints that have come in a way of social media, but what we do is we dig deep to ensure that what we are dealing with is really a genuine complaint. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's what I can share with you as of now. Thank you so much for listening. Over.
Thank you so much for that very informative and thorough and detailed presentation. I think, yeah, there are some questions in the chat, but just to let you catch a break a little bit, I'll just check with my colleagues at ArtGlow and Kriya if maybe for like 10 minutes, 5 minutes each, if you would like to share an experience also in terms of your organization and working with the commission. I don't know if Dave, Precious, Spinal. Okay. Okay. A host, please unmute Dave.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining this important session. And a big thank you to Victor for that enlightening and powerful presentation. My name is Dave Kanjwa from Prayer. And I'm pleased to share a few reflections on Prayer's experience working with the Malawi Human Rights Commission and on how we support communities and community-based organizations in reporting human rights violations. One important aspect of Prayer's work is that we often act as a linkage between communities, community-based organizations, and the Commission. In many cases, when violations happen, people do not immediately go to the formal institution. They first report to a trusted local structure, and very often that is a CBO working with the community. And because of that, Prayer plays an important supportive role by guiding those CBO on how to handle complaints in a way that helps communities seek justice more effectively. So we assist them to understand the nature of the violation, the key facts that need to be recorded, the importance of information like dates, names, locations, witnesses, and also the need to preserve available evidence such as written statements, photos, sometimes video screenshots or medical records or other supporting information. So in practical terms, Prayer helps bridge the gap between informal reporting at community level and the formal complaint process at institution level. And another important aspect through our work is one of our projects of legal empowerment. Through this project, we educate people on their rights and also on where and how to report human rights violations. This includes helping communities understand that there are different human rights oversight accountability bodies, depending on the nature of the issue. So one of those human rights oversight bodies that we educate them about is Malawi Human Rights Commission. That's depending on the nature of the issue. But we also educate them that we have other human rights oversight bodies like Independent Complaints Commission, the Ombudsman, and SB.
Dave, sorry to disturb. I think, yeah, people are just asking if you could just raise your voice a little bit or just speak into the mic. Thanks.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, yes.
Great. So our role is not only to support direct engagement with the MHRC. Our role is also to build the capacity of the communities and the CBOs so that they should know what a violation of human rights is, where can it be reported, what information should be documented, and how to seek help through the appropriate channel. So in short, we act as a local organization. All that information that has been discussed by MHRC, we take it to the community level, to the grassroots organizations, so that they should be aware of the reporting mechanism that is there, and they should be able to relay that information to people in their communities. So our experience has shown that when the communities are informed and when CBOs are equipped with the right guidance, complaints are more likely to be documented properly, referred appropriately, and followed through in a meaningful way. So as prayer, we see ourselves as part of that important bridge between the person experiencing the violation, the CBO receiving the complaint and at a community level, and the formal oversight body that has the mandate to respond to that complaint. Before I stop, I will encourage everyone that we should not remain silent when their rights are violated. That's to the communities that we engage with and to other participants on this webinar. They should document what has happened, seek guidance where needed, and report to the appropriate institution. I should stop there. I'll ask Victor, maybe before Argo comes in, if he has anything to add to what I've explained. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dave. Victor?
Which Victor?
Abwana.
Should be Victor Mohango.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello?
Hi, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted me to comment further on what the Dave has done. I thought it's enough.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, it was just like if you had anything to add on.
No, just to mention that I think we have a wrong and working relationship with the Malawi Ministry. Yeah, I think, but the only I think problem that I think we note most of the times is the I don't think I can call it bureaucracy because they say Malawi Human Rights Commission is funded by the Malawi government. So sometimes they have got problems when it comes to maybe investigation because they don't have resources. That's the only problem that is there. So sometimes you find that maybe the community that you're assisting, they are frustrated. They don't like hear the feedback in good time, but we understand the situation in Malawi, more especially regarding the funding when it comes to this governance institution. Maybe it's up to, I think it's also an issue that Malawi Human Rights Commission should also consider, maybe extending the funding other than just relying on the government. You know, sometimes you want to investigate the very government that is giving you funding. So sometimes the government can decide not to give you money in good time. So I think it's high time also to think of how best we can assist the Malawi Human Rights Commission. But otherwise, they are doing great job. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Awan. I think that's and you're right. How can we also support the commission looking at the availability of resources that are there that are also provided by the government and all. I think Roger from ArtGlow. You want? Can I bring you in here for 2 minutes? Do we still have Roger? Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. We can.
He's still muted. So you can mute him.
Please unmute Roger. Okay, you unmuted Roger.
Don't proceed. Yeah.
No.
Yes, we can hear you, Roger.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So our role has been almost the same as CREAS. We've been raising awareness to the communities that we work with on the about the platform, the My Human Rights Commission, how best they could submit their complaints. So we have worked with several people that wanted to complain, and they come to our office, and also other people that they mentioned. So we played an advisory role on how best they could craft their complaints and everything, but they submitted the complaints themselves. And we were told later that the commission came to investigate and also to interview the complainants and everything, in which we were very much impressed, because that was the first time for us to work with the commission. And how they responded, it was like a prompt response that soon after the complaints were submitted, they came to investigate. So it's a platform that we think it's so much helpful. And if we could start utilizing and submitting all violations that we are facing, or the community is facing, or the people that we work with are facing, I think that would go a long way in addressing and also maybe curbing the human rights violations that are happening. Because most people are not aware. When we're probably in workshops, or when we're engaging community members or vulnerable groups, and when we mention that they could submit complaints and everything, or there are these platforms available, they mostly are explicit ignorance. So we should also take it up on ourselves to make it a point that whenever we're engaging people, we should at least mention that whenever their rights are violated, they could write or call or complain in any form. It's not a complicated process. So also simplifying the process, or telling them that the process it's very easy and simplified, I think that would also encourage most people to submit their complaints to the commission. Yeah, that's all that I have to share. Over to you, Bradley.
Thank you, Roger. Yes. Lessons learned, and still ways to improve also. I would just like to bring in my colleague Vivian also, so just take over the next session around Q&As. And if you have questions, comments, please put them in the chat box. Or if you would like to speak, just please raise your hand, and then my colleague Danny will unmute you. Over to you, Vivian.
Thank you so much, Bradley. Thank you very much, Victor, for the presentation. Both Victors, actually. Dave, for your contribution, and also Roger. So just quickly, we have a few questions. So we have a question here from Daniel. He says, I wanted to seek clarity on one of the instances the commission might not take the case On paper, most of the cases, especially from groups such as sex workers, refugee or migrants, documented or otherwise, might appear suitable to be effectively dealt with by the police. However, I worry these groups might fear the police or any other authorities due to fear of disclosure, safety and security issues, hostility, criminalization, and so on. So his question is, how does the Commission consider that sometimes uncommunicated factors that might have forced people to come to them instead of other authorities such as the police? Victor, I think you could take that one. So basically, he's asking how you address the issues that, like the fears that people have when they come to you instead of going to other authorities.
This is Victor from the Human Rights Commission, right? We have both
Yes.
Victor and Chance, so either one can tackle that. Yeah.
Yeah. So can I ask, Chance, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that question. So basically, it's about the fears that the complainants may have for them to come and report to the commission. How do we address that? Okay, one of the strategies that we use is to raise awareness to people in various forums. So sometimes we have community awareness meetings and also using the media. And when we're raising awareness, we try to address these fears. We try to ensure that there's confidentiality of whatsoever that comes to report to the commission. And sometimes this kind of awareness, we target specific groups of people. So like as mentioned here, like sex workers. So if there's a group of sex workers, then it's better to go through that group. And if they can lodge the complaint through their group, no problem. It will still get to us. And we ensure that their identities are not known, are not revealed to anyone. Unless the matter has to go to court and the court lady has to order for such particulars to be known. But otherwise, we ensure issues of confidentiality of anyone who has complained to the Malawi Human Rights Commission. I don't know if that addresses the question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chance. I see Daniel has his hand up. Is that a follow-up question, Daniel, to the response?
Thanks, Vivian. No, I think it's more to clarify the question. The fear is not the fear to come to the commission. In the training, Victor mentioned the different instances where the commission might not take the case. So my question was just purely based on the fear of these communities, that the fear that they have for the police or the other authorities, as was explained in the training, they might be referred to. So my question was that these people, even if their matters might sound like they could be dealt by better by the police, in reality, they fear the police for, stigmatization and criminalization, and maybe the police will out them. I was asking how the commission pretty much, how do they then identify these sort of things? Say someone comes and reports an issue and they don't disclose what they do for work, and then you refer them to the police because of the sort of complaint. So it's more the fear of the police and these other authorities that they mentioned in the training that could be grounds for rejecting the matter. I don't know if I make sense.
All right. Yeah. I've now gotten you right. So normally we don't just rush to refer the matters to various institutions like the police, etc. We look at the sensitivity of the matter which has come before the commission, and we look at our mandate and our authority in terms of addressing that particular matter. And so like the example you've given, so we may not just refer issues to the police, for example, if you know that matter the police may not deal with it very well. So would rather conduct the investigations, which basically look at issues of human rights, but in a way it will also point to issues of criminality, where we want now to refer to the other, to the third party to address it. So when it goes to the police, it means we'll have done a lot of homework on that particular case, so that the police is only given recommendations to address those particular issues which has to do with the criminality, etc. So unlike just referring the whole case to the police and say, the police, can you work on it? Yet we know the police may not be the right institutions in terms of those fears which you have mentioned to address that particular issue. So I'd rather start it, and then the police will do the remaining part in terms of the criminal issues to address the issue. And when we do it at that level, it means we'll have done much of the work, and there is already a report to that effect. So I don't think the police may have really like a leeway to try to sabotage the case or whatsoever. The police will really have to do their part, because, and it even is referred at the higher level of the police, not just any other station. Now, in this case, has to go to the Inspector General of the police. So in that way, I don't think there would be much room to sabotage it or whatever the fears that the complainant may have. Thank you, and over.
Thank you so much, Chance, for your response. I see Daniel has a thumbs up. I'm sure that means it's clear. I'm going to combine these two questions that we have from Roger and Anna, because I think they speak to each other. So Roger says, could you please clarify on the disclosure of personal details against protection of complainants? And Anna says, I worry that it seems anonymous reporting is not encouraged. Please clarify why the Commission is holding this position. So basically, the fact that you still need personal details of, the complainants when they're coming to raise an issue. Why does the Commission hold that position? What do you do with the information that, the complainants give you? And is it not possible for people to just decide to come and complain anonymously? So I think, yes, please go ahead.
All right, thank you so much, Vivian. Let me start with the anonymous reporting. I think what my colleague Victor said when he was sharing about the processes and the procedures which we follow here at the Commission is basically for us, the Human Rights Commission, to know who has reported what. So while the other, if this person wants to remain anonymous, what it means that we will not disclose the particulars of this person to any other party. So for example, we have reports, investigation reports, or even inquiry reports within the Commission, where we don't include names of specific parties or individuals, because they indicated to say, I don't want my particulars to be known to anyone. So I'm simply a whistleblower, or I want to remain anonymous. But for us, we know that who reported to us is Vivian, for example, and Vivian lives in this particular location, she does this. But we're not going to disclose those particulars to anyone else. Even in our report, we will not see the name Vivian there. We might say, for example, we use pseudonyms. We can use pseudonyms, or we can refer to you as complainant X or complainant Y said this and that. But we know for sure who that complainant Y is. If the matter goes to court, for example, and the court really wants to know the particulars of that person because of the legal framework which allows the court to know even the anonymous reporter, we should be able to provide those particulars and we'll be able to mention why this person was not revealed in the first place. So that's the way it happens. Not that we are not we're saying we can't receive anonymous reporting, or we cannot hide the particulars of the one who is complaining to us. We can. But for the Commission, we have the privilege to know who has reported to us. But for the rest, for the public and any other party, they don't have that privilege because the one who has reported to us has actually requested to remain anonymous. Thank you, and over.
Thank you very much, Chance, for that and for clarifying the issue of, anonymity and remaining anonymous. On to the next question. Roger asks to say, in terms of who can file a complaint, he has a question on how children are able to file complaints and if there's a different procedure for them or if people help them file the complaint.
All right, thanks. So for children, just like, so I want to broaden that one. So I will put the category of people that which can use the third party. So like children, some categories of persons with disabilities, for example, with mental disability or other forms of disability that one may not be comfortable to lodge a complaint by themselves, whether in writing or even speaking out their complaint may be difficult for them. So they're allowed to use the third parties to report to the commission. So children likewise and other persons with disabilities, they're allowed to use a third party. Or even one who is, for whatever reasons, may not be in a position to report. Still more, they're allowed to use a third party to report to the commission. So that is acceptable in terms of lodging a complaint to the commission. And when it comes to the time of investigations, we're going to engage these parties directly, whether it's a child or a person with a disability or whatever situation they are in or status they're in. We're able to engage them and understand their predicament or their situation, but they are allowed to use the third party. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Chance. So basically, children can use third parties to lodge complaints. I hope that answers you, Roger. Oh, Robert. Yes, Robert. Sorry about that. Moving on to the next question. Anna says, suppose a sex worker reports to the commission an issue where the police did not act on her case. What would the commission do? From what she's heard in the presentation, the commission would refer the matter to the rightful authority. What authority is that? Why can't the commission itself act? So she needs clarity because it looks like the commission only refers these issues instead of acting on the issues.
Okay, thanks, Anna, for that question. If we go back to the presentation which Victor Kwima made, I think he started by citing the provisions of the Constitution, which are further elaborated in the Human Rights Commission Act and other pieces of legislations which guide or mandate the Commission. Now, in that Constitution, the Constitution provision, the Commission is given the mandate to investigate violations of human rights and make recommendations. The law has clearly stated that we are not going to act as a judicial or quasi-judicial entity. So we can't sit in as a tribunal or a court of a particular matter. We don't have that mandate. Then secondly, we don't have the mandate to investigate criminal activities. That's the mandate of the police and other agencies. Ours is on human rights issues. So that's our focus of investigations. So that's why we cannot do everything by ourselves and make a conclusion of your matter, like in the form of a ruling or an order. We cannot do that. Just to go further to say, for example, you might be wondering, for those who are in Malawi, to say like Office of the Ombudsman can make a determination on the case, and that case can be upheld in the court to make it legally binding. But for the Human Rights Commission, our operational act does not allow us to do that at present. We can only stop at recommendations. We cannot go to make a determination and take it up to the high court for it to make it legally binding. We have one act which allows us to do that, to make a determination, and that is the Access to Information Act, which allows the Human Rights Commission to make a determination on issues of access, denial of access to information. But all other issues about human rights violations, we are not allowed. And the Commission is in the process of requesting for a review and amendment of the Human Rights Commission Act, so that at least the Commission is given more powers or more mandate in terms of making our recommendations legally binding, at least to be enforceable on the parties consent. But as it is at present, it is not. Now, maybe just also to explain why referring your matter to the police. So like I said before, I think when I was answering another question, a sex worker has come to us, is complaining, and is not willing to see her case going to police, for example, for whatever fears they may have. So the Commission will try to work on your case, will conduct all the investigations. So at the police will be just the on the receiving end to say, okay, the police, we are recommending to you to investigate these criminal activities or to take action on this particular aspect. But we'll have done much of the work in terms of investigations. And even the police will use our investigation to conduct their part of investigation. So in that way, I feel like you are really safe. But maybe on the worrying part is that our recommendations can be ignored sometimes by certain authorities, by certain parties. So what? Maybe that's the question. And that's where we are saying the Commission is moving towards having the act being amended, so that at least our recommendations can be legally binding, can be authoritative in a way, so that no one should just be ignoring it at whatever way they want. Thank you, and over.
Thank you so much, Chance, for that. This was a question from Anna, and I see her hand is up. I think it might be a follow-up question. Anna, please proceed. Anna?
Right, thank you. I was waiting to be unmuted. Yes, I just wanted to clarify my question so that it's not misunderstood. Because the question wasn't suggesting that the Human Rights Commission should make judgment or be the court of law. You know, when a sex worker has been raped, for example, and it's taken maybe a year or 2 years and there's no movement on the case, and she decides to file a complaint about the lack of movement on the case to the Human Rights Commission. That's where the focus is, not for the Human Rights Commission to take over the case and investigate and make judgment. You know, as a sex worker, I'm coming to Human Rights Commission and saying, look, I have been raped and it's been 2 years. There's no movement. Can you help me to make sure there's movement of the case? And from earlier, Victor was saying they would refer to the police. And my worry is that you are referring to the same people who have not done anything about my case. You know, does that help me in any way? Why can't the Human Rights Commission, you know, do something to make sure that the police move on the case? That's what I was asking. The kind of, instead of just referring, because I think I had an issue with referral, because referral, the police are likely not to do anything as they haven't been doing anything. So it's not helping me in moving the case forward. So I don't know if I'm making sense there, because it's not to suggest that, yes, error.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's quite clear now what you're asking. That matter, like you've cited, we cannot refer it to the police. That matter has to do with access to justice and the delayed access to justice in that case, particularly. So the commission has the mandate to investigate why that case has delayed so much, which parties are concerned. This case could be the police, but basically maybe the police might have done their part. It will be the court itself, some delays. So we are going to investigate that particular case and find who is responsible for what. And then the commission will make recommendations. We can make recommendations to the Chief Justice of the Malawi Judiciary about that particular case and say, why is it delayed so much? And we want that case, according to what our findings, this case must be concluded, maybe a ruling made. So it cannot just be referred to the police in any way. From what you have said, it can't be referred to the police. But maybe another institution that might be relevant could be the Office of the Ombudsman, for example. So maybe when we have investigated the case and we find that for this case to really, from our findings, then maybe the Office of the Ombudsman can really be helpful in making a determination, an order, for example. Then would refer to them so that they can make an order or a determination, but not related to the police. The police will be the one of the parties to be investigated, just like the court as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Maybe just to add on what Chancellor said, because maybe Anna said, I said in my presentation, I said we refer cases like maybe the one that she cited on sex workers to police. Okay, so maybe what I said about referring cases to other authorities by the Human Rights Commission is basically the cases that don't fall within our mandate and the jurisdictions. Yeah, so any case that falls within our mandate and the jurisdiction, we try as much as possible to investigate those cases and get to the conclusion of those cases. But those that do not fall within our jurisdiction, we refer them to relevant authorities. So it could be the police if it's criminal, could be the Anti-Corruption Bureau if it's something that has to do with corruption, and maybe the Ombudsman if something has to do with maladministration, and so on and so forth. So it's not cases that deal with human rights. Anything with dealing with human rights is within our mandate to tackle those cases. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Chancellor and Victor. The fact that the Malawi Human Rights Commission not only, fulfills the mandates, but also tries to ensure that it follows up on, cases that are stalling and issues that are stalling. So it's really good to know. Moving on to a question from Victor Sosola. We have quite a number of Victors on this webinar. He says, from your experiences as a commission, what are the main challenges people in rural areas face when filing complaints with the commission, and how are those challenges addressed?
Okay, let me take it. That is a challenge for sure, and the challenge is that Human Rights Commission is basically having two offices in Lilongwe as a capital city and one in Blantyre, where my colleague Victor Kwima is. So it means we have no structures anywhere in terms of people reaching out to us. The easiest way is for them to make a phone call or to send through our social platforms or even on our website. They can lodge their complaint, which again, looking at the technological, the reach in terms of technology in the country is not as high as in other countries. So that still more creates a problem. But what we have encouraged so far in terms of reaching out to communities which are in the remote areas is to use other structures that are already there. So we have encouraged people to report to human rights non-governmental organizations. So like we have got CREA here. So wherever CREA is working, CREA can get complaints on our behalf. And also there's another speaker here who said also the organization has been receiving complaints and channeling them to Malawi Human Rights Commission. So that's what we've been encouraging people to do, and that has been very practical in our view. We have also encouraged them to use the NICE Trust. So NICE Trust is a public trust. It's a government institution, but it has got structures all over the country, even at the level of a village. You'll find a volunteer for the Nice Trust. So it means people can easily identify Nice Trust volunteers and pass on a complaint to them. So we have got a working memorandum of understanding with Nice Trust that they can receive complaints and channel them to Malawi Human Rights Commission. So that also has been happening. But would really want as much as to do more in terms of making, strengthening the referral, the network, in terms of getting complaints and the complaints reaching Malawi Human Rights Commission. That's what we want to work on and want to make sure that we do more on that part. And we recognize this challenge for sure in terms of complaints reaching the Malawi Human Rights Commission from the rural areas. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe just to add on what Chance has already said. So knowing that we don't have a proper outreach structure, so as a commission, we have also made some deliberate efforts to raise awareness on the, our work that we do. So what we do is we do community awareness meetings throughout the country. And we have some commemorative days, for example, like during the 16 days of activism. As a commission, we have made it deliberate that during that time, we have to reach out to the most rural communities to ensure that we interact with them and we get complaints from them. And sometimes we deal with those complaints there and then. And we have also we also have that as activity which we call mobile legal clinics. So we conduct mobile legal clinics where we go in the remotest areas of the country, where we have an awareness person, then we have an investigator, then we have some legal expert, and during that period, we try as much as possible to collect cases. Then those that we can deal with them right there and then we do so. Those that we can just get and come with them to the office and screen them, we also do that. So apart from what Chancellor said, we also have that kind of approach to ensure that we do not leave out the rural communities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victor, for that. Thank you, Chance, as well. Victor, earlier on, you did speak about, social media posts and screenshots being admissible to some extent in, court cases and stuff like that. But we have a question here from Ndaziwona. She says, to what extent does the Malawi Human Rights Commission consider evidence obtained from social media, such as videos, screenshot posts and messages, to be admissible when assessing a human rights complaint? So do you also look into that as a commission? Do you say, okay, bring everything you have, or do you require specific evidence from, the complainants? What do you do as a commission when you're assessing a human rights complaint?
Thank you. Again, my colleague Victor alluded to that in terms of how we assess. I think it's almost the last slide, if not last, second to the last, in terms of how we assess evidence or complaints through social media. Just to say, yes, we do. So the commission can really look at the complaints coming through social media or any issues reported on social media, and the commission can see to say, I think there is some substance in this, and let's take an action on the same. So, like Victor said, the commission can conduct investigation into the matter on our own volition without receiving complaint from anyone, but maybe after through observation or reading from the social media platforms or hearing from the radio or TV or any other means that are at our disposal. So we can take it up And if we see some substance in that issues being raised in that particular platform, and then conduct an investigation. So an investigation will be there to really establish the validity of that complaint, and then to see whether it's something that we need to carry it on and conclude and really provide redress on the same. So yes, we do, but we do it with caution in terms of making sure we are getting the right issues, not just any other, because social media can carry anything which may not really be honest or may not be genuine, but just be anything that somebody is sharing on social platforms. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Chance. Sorry, apologies for that. Thank you very much. So that brings us to the end of our question and answer session. If there's anybody else who would like to add on or say anything, the floor is open. Prayer, Artglow, even the commission. If you guys have any last words, the floor is open for you.
Let me start maybe from the commission. My colleague Victor might come in as well. Let me say that I think, like it has been observed, I think maybe either Claire spoke to it as well, to say at the commission, one of the challenges we're facing, which really affect in terms of resolving complaints that we receive, is the nature of funding. So usually donors would have particular interest. So you find that maybe cases involving children might be handled faster, even cases to do with maybe certain groups of women or persons with disabilities, certain categories, because maybe there's donor funding particularly interested in those particular cases. While other cases, maybe bulk of cases that we receive may not have direct funding or donors willing to support it. Worse still, unfortunately, the government funding may not be as reliable, as timely as we may wish to support this particular exercise. So that is really quite a big challenge to the Malawi Human Rights Commission. Not that we're not willing to really undertake investigations, but the challenges of resources. So my call to civil society organizations is that sometimes if you have resources, let's work together, let's support each other to make sure that we were able to carry out investigations as required and on time. And lastly, let me appreciate SAC for organizing this and allowing us to share our experiences, but also to raise awareness on complaints handling. I wish such platforms could really be open to us as often as possible. Maybe next time also to speak in our local language, so that at least the issues we're discussing, they can really get to the person who cannot understand such conversations in English, but even in local languages like Chichewa, so that at least even local people, person who cannot really understand in English can actually understand and learn something for them to improve, to enjoy their rights. Thank you, and maybe over to Victor Kima before others come in.
Thank you, Chance. I think you said it all. I don't have to repeat what you've said. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Chance. And a special thank you to the Malawi Human Rights Commission as well for agreeing to do this. It's important that we do raise awareness on, you know, the procedures that people can follow to file these complaints. And you are right when you say we also need to do it in our local language as well, so that people understand, because, you know, it's important that we reach every person. And, you know, one of the ways that we can do that is definitely speaking in our local languages. So I'd also like to say a special thank you to Artglow and Kreya as well for joining us with hosting this webinar. So having said that, I will close off. I wish you well. Thank you so much. Please do sign into other webinars. We have quite a series of them happening this week. So you can go on our social media page on Facebook Facebook, that's Southern Africa Litigation Center, and register for our webinars. I think we should have a Namibia one coming up soon. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank you so much,
everyone.
Vivian.
Watukumara mpaka kumpoto. Naronga we wafungumara kumutu bacharutuko.
The recording has stopped.
Ulikubala sina la ufumu la kusirwa, kwani mwana wako wachalika poro wachalimuska. Kabu wantu nduwuli wa kukudokera mbanani, iwe ulikupika kunani vya kulelera vana.